Okay, let me come to the CRZ Act. We hear a lot of industry insiders saying that if Kerala can become like Singapore, if we seriously revisit the CRZ Act, and the implications of the Act are not conducive or industry friendly for a state with 600 kilometers of coastline. What is this panel's thoughts on is CRZ a big issue for the infrastructural development from a hospitality angle?
Of course, for beach tourism it is. For even on a lake, you cannot build it. You have to leave 200 meters. But I think the CRZ norms have been changed.
It's being revisited. Yeah, expecting it to be much more industry friendly.
Because Kerala has missed the bus last time. They did not apply properly because in West Bengal they already have some concessions. Goa has some concessions, but Kerala also can. Now, once the ministry or the government declares certain areas which are thickly populated and which are already developed, like our Mulawgar Panchayat, where they already have the LNG plant, where already have the terminal, container terminal. There, if you declare it as a legally designated urban area, you can come under CRZ 2. So, only thing is required. Some areas which are already developed, government can declare it as a legally designated area and make them say, and then you can build on the existing, on the existing line, building line. If there is an existing building line, you can build on that line. And you have to enforce and see that effluents are treated properly and it's not put back into the river or waterfront. So these are the things that you should do. Instead of that, you bring in restrictions and beach destination which is 200 miles far away from doesn't make sense. So restrictions are required, but then there should be some logic in it.
When we talk about CRZ, look at Maldives.
Yeah, Maldives is a classic
which is also a very highly sensitive area in terms of corals, coral reefs. Okay, and the flora and the fauna. They also have built. They have gone ahead and built hotel rooms into the sea.
True.
But look at how the way they have built it. It just merges with the sea. It is not that you have gone and built a 3-story building right in the middle of the sea. It is not. They have the entire construction architecture has actually blended and merged into the complete environment. So when we are looking at CRZ, yes, we need to have CRZ. We need to have. There should be exception. We are a state which has got a very huge coastal lines. Inside that there are a huge amount of backwaters. Land availability is very low, specific places. So you must give exceptions, but exceptions with very clear-cut indication as to what can you do it and what you can't.
I want to bring one more point. We have an island called Bangaram which was being sold. Every night in Bangaram sold had another 2 nights pre and post in Kochi. Now, due to government apathy, we have lost business to that island. So things like this are happening, every now and then, and that is what is really spoiling tourism here.
These regulatory barriers, the vexed question. CRZ, you need it for preserving our ecology, and on the other hand, it can be a bar against development. Not just CRZ alone. If you look at Kerala, you got CRZ, you got wetland, you got paddy field, you got plantation, you got health regulations. A host of regulations are already existing, and you will still find amazing. Somewhere somebody will find a way to go through all this and still build something. That's another part of it. So, in a manner of speaking, I believe in the last 10 years, nothing has happened in Kerala. No significant development has come, except a few metro hotels. The surge, especially last 5 years, the surge of development Kerala saw in the early 90s, in the last 10, 15, 20 years, that seemed came to a halt for 2 reasons. One, of course, the market competition, many other things. But 2, on account of the multiplicity of regulations and the uncertainty and the lack of transparency in enforcing the regulations. The role is there, without exception, it will be exempted, it will be implemented, no one worries about it. So there'll be, if you have a line, no one can cross the line. But if you can cleverly cross the line, and you find out, then you find this equilibrium coming in, and that's the industry well. So regulations and I think what Kerala needs is very, very strong ecological regulation. Regulations should be in place to preserve and protect and conserve and enhance. So there is a certain lack of shoddiness, lack of unprofessionalism, and lack of knowledge in the way it's been implemented. And I think that is too much is at stake. That these are all irreversible. So this is where Sri Lanka and all those, Malaysia which is mentioned, have the advantage. Regulations are put in place. The classic, I mean, this is always used as a very classic example. And I cite it as an example of Bali in the time of Suhartos and Sukarnos. The west coast of Bali was acquired and made into perfect plots and given the best brands of the world. The Four Seasons and everybody else were there. And the 500-room glass boxes came up there. What did the Balinese do? From whose land they were dispossessed? They went to the eastern side. That side is now called Ubud. And now look at if price is a factor which shows quality. On the west coast, these big brand hotels, the average pricing is $200, $300. The village hotels in Ubud is $600, $800. So the customer is giving higher value there for the village. So this is a lesson which Kerala has learned. This is where Kerala's destination is. Kerala's growth is. Travelers do not want to see more of the same. I don't want to travel from the crowded city I'm coming in and to have the same experience. There must be a sense of personality, sense of place. There must be, if they're coming to Kerala, they want to see Kerala, experience it. And that is what Kerala was providing. And that was Kerala's strength. That is Ubud's strength in Bali. These are the qualitative elements which we must not lose sight of. And then it is here that events like the art event, the biennial, which give layer upon layer of adding to the personality of a destination.